Hey guys, I want to share something very quickly with you. These are some of the books that I've collected, that I've been reading. These are double stacked back there. I mean, some quite interesting reads. God Wants You to Be Rich. Hard to get hold of that. Whoa. And even some down here, Jim Quick, Limitless. A lot of these books were recommended by people I follow and respect who've made a lot of money online, and that's what I'm trying to do. And guys, this message is just very simply that if you want to make money online, that means, of course, having your own company and setting up your own business effectively, which for the younger generation is becoming normalized. But for my generation to do that, it was seen as a thing that only millionaires and multimillionaires did, and it was very risky and it might not work. And that's the kind of mindset I've had to break out of. I knew that this was my path to set up a company and work for myself. What I didn't know was how many demons I would have to face to do this. When you set up a small company, and I'll keep this short, another minute or so maybe, or minute or two. When you set up a company and go at it alone, and you're not hiding behind being an employee for a big company that has all its PR taken care of and marketing, you will face a lot of demons. A mirror is held up to you, and suddenly you might be invited, as I have been, to speak in front of 100 people or 200 people to give your expertise. So now suddenly you need the skill of public speaking. And yes, it is a skill, but it also requires you to have, here's a book right here, a really powerful book. If you do the exercises, which takes 6 months, 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Yes, public speaking requires a skill, but ultimately, guys, a lot of this comes down to, I would say, 2 things that I can think of right now. Number one, and I've spoken about it so many times on this channel, is the development of a growth mindset. And some people are raised in families where a growth mindset is cultivated. Now, what is a growth mindset? A growth mindset, they did experiments on young children, and some of the children, when they gave them a challenge in this sort of classroom setting, they took the approach that, oh, I love a challenge. I don't know how to do it yet. This is so tough, but it means I get better. And that had come from their parents, had taught them that it's okay not to know and it's okay to fail forward. The other group of children took the approach that, and this research was done by Carol Dweck, wow, I can't get this wrong. If I fail, it's a reflection on me as a person. It's really bad. And why does that matter? Because you grow up, you carry that into adulthood. And the point is, as a small business owner or an entrepreneur, it requires a lot of failure. It requires you potentially looking really quite rubbish in front of your friends and your family. And if you have a fixed mindset already and you're not aware of it, it's going to hurt you badly. So you need to first become aware. When you become aware of something, then you can change it. But then you need to believe that change is possible. So awareness, you can start to change, but not believe it's possible. So you kind of try 20% and give up, and then you reinforce the belief that change is not possible, and that's more of a fixed mindset. So you need to become aware of whether you have a growth or fixed mindset. That's all of that is to say. And that is so important. Really, if I had a close friend, or if I could say to you, if you're thinking of going into to start a small business or entrepreneurship, leaving your job, just look up on Google fixed mindset, growth mindset traits, and be honest with yourself about whether if you have a strong fixed mindset, it's okay. This is where you need to start going growth mindset from the get-go. It's okay, but you need to start changing to having a growth mindset. In my opinion, really, doing business with a fixed mindset, everybody I know, and I have friends who've made a lot of money online, a lot of money every month. They've cracked 7 figures a month profit. That's not revenue. So they're doing over 1 million a month, and some of them multiple millions a month, which when I spoke to some older people, they said that's no chance they're doing that. That they're inflating the figures. I know for a fact, for at least 2 of them, they are making this money. So, but among all these people, they have a growth mindset. Some of them are not even aware of it, so they couldn't tell you how to do what they've done because they're not aware of even what a fixed mindset is. So read How to Fix This. Read Carol Dweck's book, Mindset. That's DWECK, Dweck, Mindset. And do the exercises at the end. She gives you a template for how to build a growth mindset, and give yourself grace in the process. If you've been raised in a family where you are slammed for making mistakes, it might be a bit harder for you. But if it takes 10 years, it takes 10 years. It shouldn't take you 10 years, but that's the mentality I think you need to have. It's like, I'm going to make this work or I'm going to die trying. And then you need to have a purpose, a reason why. Okay, so I'm just reading Simon Squibb's book at the minute, What's Your Dream? And he talks about, previously it was called, Simon Sinek called it Knowing Your Why. But I like the way Squibb puts it, knowing your purpose. I've recently found out a new purpose as to why I'm going to make this work. It's to do with a family member, someone close to me who I care a lot about. And basically, I found out something about their childhood, which kind of broke my heart. And I realized that the way they've been living till now, their dreams have not been realized, and they've been living in a bad situation, basically. And I want to try to help them heal that and get out of that. So having a purpose is really key. So you got to develop a growth mindset. It can take time. It might not be easy. You got to have purpose. And then the second, so you got to have a growth mindset. The second major point is you've got to have a certain mindset, a certain set of tools to be an entrepreneur. And that means having energy. I've just read Brendan Burchard, is it Burchard? High Performance Habits. You've got to have energy, physical, mental, vitality. You've got to be sociable. So if you're isolated doing this lone wolf thing, which is what I tried to do for years, just don't do that. You've got to be around people. So get around good sports clubs, join a running club. I mentioned this on here before. I started going to a church down the road, not one of these stiff, ritualistic, sort of, nobody really knows what's going on in their churches, but it's like a young, vibrant church. The people there are not perfect. There are some interesting people in every community you will go to, but a good number of them, they're really positive people, and they've really taken an interest in me. It's not what I would have expected a church to be like. So growth mindset, second point is start reading books on mindset. This is what will get you there. It's Tony Robbins says 80% strategy, 20% psychology. And so the reason I showed you all those books up there is because I bought all these business books. I started reading on marketing strategy. I thought marketing is really important. Yes, those things are really important, but they assume that you have the right mindset, growth mindset, and all of the other stuff to go with it that will allow you to take steps to test with marketing and fail bad and do a sales call and absolutely crash and burn and bounce back stronger. So I hope this helps you. I want to keep this under 10 minutes. Focus on building this first, and then learn all the other skills that go into business. Growth mindset is the foundation.